Hey everyone, welcome to Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Now in this video, I'm going to discuss a recent interview with Jamie Lee Curtis, where she discusses how being a part of this current Halloween trilogy has been more than just an acting role for her and her future. And speaking of future, she also reveals a possible future return to the franchise that started it all for her way back in 1978. That's right, a possible return to Halloween in the future. Let's go. So MovieWeb recently posted some interview segments with Jamie Lee Curtis, and after reading what she had to say, I decided to make this video and ensure all of you know about it, just in case you've not heard her comments or read them yet. So the headline reads, Jamie Lee Curtis isn't saying never to a Halloween return in the future. And the article goes on to say, as you might expect from the title, Halloween Ends is set to be Jamie Lee Curtis's last outing as final girl Laurie Strode in the iconic horror franchise. Or is it? Curtis seems to have a never say never approach when she sits down with SFX magazine. Quote, the last thing I thought 5 years ago that I would be doing would be a Halloween movie, Curtis said with a laugh. And here I am, having now completed 3 of them with a fantastic, creative group of people. That has not only been satisfying for me personally and creatively, but it has launched me creatively into a whole other world. I have a creative life now because of the Halloween movie and the success. I now have a partnership with Jason Blum at Blumhouse. I have a production company. I've written a horror film that I will direct. I am producing television series. I am buying books. Now, this next line, guys, is where it gets really interesting here. She says, so she added, all of that was the last thing I thought I would be doing 5 years ago. So to say never is stupid. So JLC is not closing the door to return to the franchise and again, star in future Halloween movies. She really is saying, never say never here. It would be stupid to say never. So the door is open, guys. The door is open for a future return of her, and I'm assuming Laurie Strode. I don't think she would return to play a different character. I mean, I guess it's possible. I just don't think that would be the case. Not with her being as iconic as she is in the franchise. I mean, she really, defined Halloween as far as the protagonist goes in several of the films. Most importantly, though, obviously the first one. And of course, Halloween 2, H2O. I don't count Resurrection. Sorry. But she was in there for a little 5 minutes. But, and then of course the new trilogy. So yeah, she absolutely, Laurie Strode is synonymous with Halloween just as much as Michael Myers. Now, I know Michael Myers is really the key to Halloween. I think he's what, he's consistently in every movie except for the third one. He's what people think of probably first when you say Halloween, but I would assume that Laurie Strode would be very, very close second. Really close to being, 1A, 1B. So I just don't see her coming back in the future if she does come back. I don't see her coming back for a different character. It just would be weird. And again, not impossible, and I get that, but just doesn't seem likely. Seems to me, if she were to come back in the future, it's got to be as Laurie Strode. It would just need to be that way. I mean, perhaps with Halloween Ends, maybe we'll see at the ending that Allison is set up to be that new final girl for the future. Maybe in the next installments of Halloween that inevitably are coming. Too much money. This is not the end, guys. It's the end of this timeline. But a future timeline, if Allison is in that timeline, if they decide to go that route, bring Allison back for future Halloweens to be the lead, the new Laurie, okay, if you will, then the possibility of Jamie Lee Curtis returning as Laurie Strode as Allison's grandma, her grandmother, that's very much possible. So I could definitely see that. But here's the other thing too. The big question for me is, by Laurie or by Jamie saying this, does that mean, did she accidentally kind of inadvertently spoil the fact that Laurie Strode survives in Halloween Ends? That's the first thing I thought of. I said, oh, wait a second. If she says she's open to return, did she accidentally tell us she does not die in Halloween Ends? Now, I know this. She's been retconned before. She's died. She's been killed off twice in the franchise and still returned. So I'm not saying she's going to survive this movie, and necessarily she may, but I'm just wondering, well, as she was talking and she was sharing this information, if by her saying this, she accidentally let it out, the cat out of the bag, that she's going to live. I don't know, guys. I've been saying lately, if you've been on my live streams lately and some of my videos, I've been mentioning how I'm really coming around now in this, as we're at the final week here, the final 4 days before it comes out. I'm really coming back around to the idea of Laurie surviving in Halloween Ends. I thought for quite a long time she would be a victim. She would be killed in this movie. And for months, that was my position. But over the course of the last probably month and a half, maybe 2 months, I've started to begin changing that view a little bit. The more I see her, these trailers and her behind the scenes in her interviews, I'm just starting to get personally the feeling that Laurie Strode is actually going to survive Halloween Ends. And so I think it's really possible that what she said here is a clue. It's a clue for us that she will live and she'll make it through this film, and possibly, who knows, open to returning in the future for more sequels. So I really think that or hope that Allison and Laurie both survive, and maybe we'll see both of them back in the next Halloween in 3 to 5 years after this. It's definitely possible. 50-50 chance it could happen. But at least we know this, guys. We know that Jamie Lee Curtis is open to it, and that it's not off the table to see her again. All right, everyone. Now I want to know what you think about her statements that she's never saying never to possibly coming back to the Halloween franchise in the future. I want to hear your thoughts, ideas, and your opinions about it. So please leave your comments below right now in the comments section so that you can share that with me. Just tell me what's on your mind with this. Do you predict her to live or die in Halloween Ends? You can mention that as well. And I would love to see what you guys are all thinking. Well, that's going to be all for this update, but I'll be back soon with more Halloween Ends and other horror movie content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, this is Craving Something Scary, where it's all horror all the time. Thank you for watching.